Frank, finally at the press conference, it is on, as you
I
said,
told
in
you.
Belfast.
Well, I've ever said it weren't on. If I say it's on, it's on.
Was there any ever any concern from your part that this was dragging on, this might not happen this year? Or were you always convinced that this was happening, it was just a matter of time?
No, we'd agreed terms. The only thing that was holding up was where we were going to put it on, the venue, and that's what was dragging on. And eventually, we've sorted that out now, or Al Heyman and his team have sorted it out, Shelley, and we are where we are. But that was all that was holding up the official press conference. That's simplistic as that.
So when it comes to that venue, it's just about getting the best deal out of the potential. Is it here in everyone's pictures?
Well, there was a couple of venues where already had bookings. I think Justin Timberlake or Bieber was in one venue and something was another. So that caused a bit of problem. Yeah, always got it on every night, that one, before I go to bed. But it was that problem. But we're going to Staples Centre, great venue. It's where we had I think of the great fight they had there between Klitschko and Lennox Lewis years ago. It's the same venue, so I'm looking forward to it.
The perceived wisdom seems to be, if Wilder wins, it'll be by knockout, and if it goes a distance, Fury will win on points. Do you sort of adhere to that view, do you think?
I can see why they say that. It's the sort of classic boxer against a big puncher. But Tyson, I fancy Tyson can punch. You know that, and Tyson can stand in there with all of them. He's done it. He's been in with the big punchers and big name fighters, and found a way to beat them all. I look at how he beat Klitschko. He had a game plan. I look when he fought Derek Williams, who's looking at a form line, had sort of a very close fight. I thought he just nicked it against Dylan White, and look what he did with
Chisora.
Derek Chisora against look what Tyson did with Derek Chisora, and it was a totally different thing what he did there. I mean, he took him apart and stopped him. He's capable. He's very capable, and I think with Tyson, I think he will fight the guy to how he feels. He will get the best out of his weaknesses, and it's not always jab and move. Who knows? He might stand so. Who knows what's going to happen? But at the end of the day, I really do feel he's got the ability to come through this.
We all know about his Tyson style. We've seen it a lot. Like you mentioned in the Klitschko fight in 2015. Would you have any concern about him getting a decision out there in America, just based on what you know about judges in America and being the away fighter in that sense?
Well, the difference is it's not in Vegas, and we have agreed what the judges will be. Where the makeup of them. So I'm not worried about that. That was part of our negotiations. What happens when you go to Vegas, unfortunately, is that the Vegas Commission pick the judges, the officials. Now, there have been some bad decisions, been some great decisions in Vegas. I don't want to be slagging Vegas off, but it's just happened certainly in the first Canelo fight. It was just an awful decision. And it's bad for boxing because it took away what was a great fight and a great advert for our sport.
Slight sort of mixed messages on this basis. I wonder if you can clear them up. A rematch clause. Is there a rematch if Tyson, as a voluntary defence for Wilder, if he wins, will there be a rematch contractually?
I can't disclose the contract because both parties have signed that. If the other side want to disclose what's in there regarding that, I have no problems, but I can't do that because otherwise I'll be in breach of the contract. But that is what it is. There is whatever happens, if by any chance, and it's a massive long shot, that Joshua wants to step up to the plate and fight the winner of this, then I'm sure we'll adult enough to sit down and make it work.
Yeah, that's obviously the issue sort of underpinning it, is they've got that date at Wembley booked already. Do you feel confident that if Tyson was to win this fight, he'd be clear for that date against Joshua?
They've got that date booked at Wembley for Dylan White, because like I said to you at the time, they were going to fight Povetkin all along. They're going to fight Dylan White. That's where they're at.
So we wouldn't see Joshua against one of these two until late next year at the earliest?
I don't think so at all. I think they have got it in their head they're fighting Dylan White, and that's what they're going to go with. That's it.
Just while we've got you almost starting the press here, I just wanted to ask you about Billy Joe. You're another one of your fighters, close friend of Tyson Fury. He's failed a test or tested positive for a banned substance, but there seems to be a grey area between what is in and out of competition. So where do we stand?
He was tested by VADA, which is a voluntary organisation that doesn't have any disciplinary measures. They just pass on the information to the relevant commission where the fight's taking place and the governing body, which they've done with the Boxing Board of Control, WBO and Massachusetts. The Boxing Board of Control's criteria is quite simple. The substance that was found in his system, which comes from a nasal spray, is not in competition right up until the day before a fight. So you've got to be careful.
So before then you can take it?
You can take it. It's a nasal spray. UCAD is the same, and WADA, the world governing body, does the Olympic Games and so forth, they've got the same criteria. WADA, their tolerance level is 0. They're saying you can't take it any time. He took it in sometime in August, quite a while ago, well before the fight, and it's there, and at the moment we're determining, they're having a hearing, or they're proposing to have a hearing. At the moment we're determining where we're going to go with that. But Bill is not a juicer. He does a lot of stupid things, as we all know. He's done some silly things. The one thing he's not done is, he hasn't been doing, is juicing.
Eddie Hearn said at the weekend that he feels like that fight, Andrade against Saunders, is currently only 50-50. Your gut feeling, what sort of percentage would you give it?
I don't see, he's not suspended by the Boxing Board of Control. He's not suspended by UCAD. Therefore, he's not suspended by WADA. Board of Control don't recognise WADA. He's a licensed boxer. So how do you strip a licensed boxer? You can't do that.
So if the Massachusetts State Athletic Commission was to ban or not license him for that fight, surely they would open themselves up to some sort of legal proceedings based on what you've just told us. UCAD, you know, he's still in the rules of UCAD and WADA as well.
Well, all I'm doing is I'm going to say how it is, unless behind the scenes people are saying different things. The promoter of the event, Matchroom, they have said they want the fight to take place. They don't care, as far as they're concerned, he's clean. As far as the board, etc., I just mentioned, concerned, they want it to go on. Bill wants it to go on. I want it to go on. I understand Andrade's people want to go on. So why don't it go on? Everybody's consented to it. We talk about a nasal spray here. We're not talking about somebody taking steroids and screwing around. That's what it is. So why do I think it I don't see, with the greatest respect to everybody, how it cannot go on. It must go on. It's wrong, and we certainly would not roll over if there was a problem like that. There's no way we're going to roll over.